realized during my master's that it was through applied learning that was the way I learned. Then a whole new world opened up for me, not only in my learning, but also in my personal life. And I was able to then integrate everything I'm learning, plus being able to express myself in ways that I hadn't before. So can you please explain what led you to value principles of UDL? Like, how do you think UDL will increase accessibility to learning?
As nurses, we all relate to working in teams and being adaptable and in an ever-changing environment. So I think that ahead, when we look at the principles of UDL, we think, man, this just makes sense. It's logical. It's logical to teaching and learning, and it makes sense to students. It makes sense to nurses and patients as well. So we see students as partners in their learning. And so we work as a team to help students drive their learning, as similarly to we work in a team with nurses and interdisciplinary team. We include patients as part of their in their healthcare as well.
We're also looking at 2 additional programs to support the student learning. One of them is a medication program that helps students learn and understand about medication safety and practices and principles about medication administration.
Right.
And that is, again, using all their senses, and it's really geared towards individual learning styles, which is really important. And then we're also going to be, I think most of us have incorporated or will be incorporating different types of simulations also in our classroom experience. So the theory classrooms, if you will, that support the clinical.
With the students, especially with universal design and learning. So can you see a difference there, and also an improvement perhaps?
When I go in to visit clinical instructors into the different agencies, we had one instructor that hadn't taught with us for a whole term, so a year. And then when she came back the following year and had a group of students and I came in for a visit, she kind of pulled me to the side and she goes, I'm not sure what changes you've done at Trent, but the students' assessments are so much better than when I was here the previous year. So that's an unbiased example of how it's being reflected in practice.
Overall, what do you hope that integrating UDL into your teaching will do for student learning and nursing education?
I think we're just at the beginning. We're at the beginning of our discovery of what is possible when we start to think outside of the box, and to allow people to guide us.
Yeah.
Ask the question, how do you learn best? And if you don't know how you learn, how can we discover how you learn best? And from that discovery, you then can come up with some new strategies and then evaluate them. And from there, share what you find. Have forums where other departments within the Trent University, they can hear and they can listen to the stories that are being shared and the examples that are being shared, and then they can take it back to their home department and say, okay, so how can we do that? What can we do with that?
Right.
And I think that's part of it, Karen, is sharing it, thinking outside the box, and shifting the mindset.